Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast, coming to you from Knowledge 16 in Las Vegas. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here today with Ken Gonzalez.
Hi, Kirsty.
Hey, Ken. Carlos Casanova.
Hello, Kirsty.
And we're very pleased to be sitting down with Matt Schvimmer from ServiceNow today.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Good morning, Matt.
So we've been discussing amongst ourselves the App Store. And when the App Store first came out, lots of great stuff going into it. But I understand you've had a lot of growth over the course of the past year.
Oh, it's been exciting. Yeah, so we launched the App Store last year at Knowledge. And so this is the 1-year anniversary, and we've had over 100% growth in that time. And the size and diversity of the applications has really exploded. It's been pretty exciting to see what's happened so far.
So what should customers be expecting to see in terms of like features for the App Store and the different types of apps? Are they just more functionality or things that will make things easier to use? Or
Yeah. So it's all over the map. So really the vision of our ServiceNow store is that this is the single destination for anything you need to extend your ServiceNow investment, right? So that could be, it could be components. It could be, we saw the service portal being demonstrated in some of the keynotes. It could be widgets that go on the service portal. It could be whole applications that maybe are very verticalized focused, like that focus on education or focus on healthcare. Or it could be integrations into third-party systems. You know, Sean was there today talking about security incident on the keynote stage.
Yeah, nice.
And a lot of those use cases are tied to integrations that you download from the ServiceNow store.
Cool.
So from a customer perspective, is it typical app store where try it out, it doesn't really quite fit, maybe modifications, or hey, there's 3 other options. Is it pretty much work in that manner, and it's that flexible?
Yeah, our design point when we built it was Apple, right? Apple's a lot of people's design points, right? To get it as simple as your phone. Right. And so we've taken that kind of app store model that you get on your phone, and we've enterprised it, if you will. So it's that same kind of concept where I can try before I buy. I can contact the seller, I can see ratings about the seller, I can learn a lot about the functionality, but what we also do before to make it more enterprisey is that, I don't know if that's really a word.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It is now.
Good, I like it. We're getting the trademark stamp.
Quickly knock that one down. So what we do is we go through a really rigorous certification and testing process.
Right.
So anything that's been in the store has gone through security testing, it's gone through performance and functional testing, and then we certify it so that customers know that it's gone through the ServiceNow ringer before it gets into their hands.
Yep, great. So I mean that's certainly a security blanket for your customers, knowing that someone hasn't just picked this up and popped it up there and you've got no idea what it's going to do.
Yeah, we want to be very transparent about who the supplier is of this, what tests have been done, and that we give it the stamp of approval. So you get that in the consumer space. There's still some of that anonymity. I'm not sure who the supplier is, and it's kind of a leap of faith that there's no little Trojan horse inside that thing, right? This is, we've tested it, we've worked with the partners, and we've reviewed to make sure it works.
So it seems like there's really 2 major benefits. So you have it from a client perspective. Obviously, they get capabilities that it's not in the area where ServiceNow really is going to be playing to do, like I said, verticals and stuff. So customers get benefit there. But it seems like it also is a huge avenue for partners, especially maybe smaller technology groups, to say, hey, you know what? Here's a vehicle for us to, we do professional services, or we do make some of these tools for our direct clients. But here's an avenue to actually get through to other clients that they're not doing. So that's a great opportunity for that side of it as well.
Oh, you're absolutely right. So it's been a great opportunity for a number of different types of partners. So services partners that we have traditionally, a lot of times they'll do bespoke application development for a specific customer. This is a way for them to be able to build once and deploy many. Yeah. Now, so you're absolutely right that they're touching a much larger customer base than they could before, which were mostly traditional regional focused. For an ISV, traditional software developer, there's both the traditional ones that are re-platforming on our platform because they buy into the vision that Dan McGee talked about today of the value of having things on a single platform, whether we build it or they build it. But also there is these smaller, like you kind of alluded to, these smaller kind of independent 1-2 person shops.
Well, that's something, the little niche boutique kind of shop that they're very specialized in that little segment, and that's all they really want to do.
And this is why we actually have, at the front end of this is a developer program. And so we have an open gate, there's a zero gate development
Developer
program.
network, yep.
Developer
Use it
network,
all the
right?
time.
Yeah, so you can go in there, there's over 40,000 people that have joined up into this program, and you have free access to all the education you need, and there's an easy on-ramp from there. If you build something you like, it's an easy on-ramp from there to become a partner and join the store and publish it on the store, and that's a zero friction experience to happen.
Great.
Yeah, so we're trying to hit all those different different levels.
Having been more on the direct client side, I said I use that the developer network to just let me see if this is going to really kind of work, because I don't really play on the technology thing. But before we start talking strategy and whatnot, so I definitely see like you said, even little things that for free kind of stuff. That's a quick fix, quick hit that is a great avenue for
customers.
For everyone.
Customers have taken advantage of the developer portal a lot to do those POCs before they bring something into their company. We've also run a lot of hackathons via the developer program, and that's been really exciting too, because a lot of ideas for applications have come out of those that are now coming into the store. I've got a number of meetings while I'm here with customers that are looking at, should I productize this? Do you think other customers would benefit from this type of application? And so it's not just an ISV now or a service partner. Customers are also looking to become ISVs, if you will.
Right.
So it's a pretty interesting, exciting ecosystem.
I mean, it's a great idea. If you've come up with something that works for your organisation, chances are it's going to make a difference for someone else as well. So,
yeah, that's the great thing about these knowledge events, right?
Yeah.
There are all these different special interest groups that are either by verticals or by discipline. Right? And that's a great way to network and validate what your ideas are, for sure.
And are you specifically targeting growth in terms of the developer program to get more people engaged in providing apps that may not already be connected in that way?
So I mentioned we're just over 40,000 on the developer program now. We were, that's probably a 10x growth from when we, from this time last year. And I don't think I'm not going to project 10x.
That's okay.
A big
Don't
number,
worry, we won't record it.
But a big focus for me in running the store is targeting, going where developers are and starting to target a new class of developers that come and join the ecosystem. People that are in the ServiceNow network really get it and get the value prop. Now it's about kind of that evangelizing to find developers where they are and bring them in.
Well, and I would think, like with any app store model, right? Apple, Google, whatever. If you're a developer, again, even just the basic developer off on their own, and they start seeing this, oh, I could, I'm playing with it. I could do a much better job. So now you start getting competition. Just organic competition. And who benefits? The customers, right? So now I'm like, my arrogance as a developer is like, I can build better than yours. And all the customers benefit from that. So that's a great vehicle to really produce a lot of quality for folks that I don't think any one organization could organically do.
Yeah, and it's the speed you can build on our platform too. The development, there's no specialized languages you have to learn, right? There's a lot that's very declarative that you don't have to be what we think of a hardcore developer. And when you want to get into code, it's things like HTML, CSS, Angular, JavaScript that are the most common languages out there known to man, right? Today.
Yes, today.
And so we really find, I was working with a partner that had just re-platformed onto ours from a competitor that will say that maybe had an outage last week, but they I won't say who it was. They re-platformed an application they had built over there. In less than 2 weeks, they had their application redone, and it's now being listed. It's going through certification testing right
So
now.
how long does that certification testing process generally take?
It's typically a 2-week process. We kind of benchmarked it against Apple of how long it takes to get something certified through the App Store. And there's typically some back and forth between our certification engineers, and then there's a marketing review to make sure we're helping you get published in the correct way. So it's a little bit of a back and forth because typically we'll have to do some checks.
It's a pretty good turnaround, though.
It's a pretty good turnaround.
Yeah, that's fairly quick. I really wouldn't expect it to be.
I expect it should be much longer than that, to be honest.
Exactly. But it sounds like that's also still a huge commitment from a ServiceNow perspective, because it's not like you're making money on this. It's not. There's any. So there's a huge investment that you're making into the community to say we're going to have these engineers to do these certifications, and if you start getting flooded with, 50, 100 different,
Yeah.
submissions, that's a huge investment they're
Yeah.
making.
So certifications have gone up threefold in the last 6 months. So it's a massive volume that we've done. And you're right, it's all an investment, and it's just, that's complete cost center to us, and it's a means to the end to drive great product
Yeah.
on the back end. Dan talks a lot about, I like when he talks at the end of his presentations, he talks about the difference in our cloud, the transparency,
Yeah.
like how open we are. We would not risk any application being developed that
Yeah.
affected the real downtime, the real,
Yes.
what do we call it, real availability, not
Right.
real
Yeah.
downtime,
Yeah.
real uptime,
Yeah.
real availability.
Hopefully
So
not downtime.
Yeah.
So it's a very serious promise we make to our customers, and so by connection, we're now endorsing our partners to have that same real availability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great. Well, thanks a lot for your time today, Matt. It's been great talking to you, and we look forward to seeing how much
That 10x growth.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
10x,
yeah.
let's go 20. 20 is good. I like it.
We'll check back with you later and see how that went.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
you very
Matt.
much.
Thanks, man.